Welcome to Fitzdog Radio. How you doing? Good? You got any travel plans coming up? I got my mother-in-law staying with us right now. She's not here for the holidays, kind of a pre-holiday. My wife's mom is a character. She is from the Bronx, from the same neighborhood as my mom. As a matter of fact, and this may sound incestuous to some of you, my mother and my wife's mother went to the same high school at a couple years apart. My mom's a couple years younger, but she knew my aunt and St. Helena's in Throgs Neck. And they are very similar. The accent is very similar, very thick. My mother-in-law, Virginia, she lived in the Bronx until she got married, and then she's lived on the Upper West Side for the last 60 years or something. And she is just the quintessential New Yorker. She likes to kvetch. She is opinionated. She's funny. She's just great. But she's addicted to the news. She just sits there and she's like an MSNBC maniac, and she'll watch it. And then you have dinner, and it's just like an overview. It's just, I mean, I don't get these wing nuts down in Texas. They won't allow vaccination shots. They won't allow abortions. I mean, what is the matter with these people? It's ridiculous. What's so, a fetus? A fetus should live, but an adult shouldn't? I mean, I think we should vaccinate the fetuses. Because they're going to become super spreaders. I hope she doesn't listen to this podcast. I mean, she just is, she's so nervous. She does the dishes and she wipes down each individual fork with a sponge for about 30 seconds per utensil before putting it in the dishwasher. So she'll be in the kitchen, which is very nice. She'll do the dishes, but don't plan on going in the kitchen for 45 minutes after dinner while she does the dishes. But you know what? She's not bad looking. And that's going to be my wife in 30 years, 25 years, whatever. And that ain't bad. I can take that. Look, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying she's holding up well. She shrank 3.5 inches. I guess she had osteoporosis. And she in the last 10 years, she shrunk 3.5 inches. Can you imagine that? Jesus, that's got to change your perspective on life, getting that much shorter. Speaking of getting old, my dog, Hannah, has been quite the pain in the ass. If you don't listen to the podcast, I have said on numerous occasions that my two dogs, who are now about 15, have overstayed their welcome on planet Earth. They are no longer cute. She is blind. She's deaf. She can't smell. She has some kind of dementia. She pees on everything. And then this past week, she just started like hobbling, and I picked her up and I put her on the ground, and she just fell over. Like there was no effort on her legs to stand her upright. She just fell over. And I think she possibly had a stroke. I wasn't sure. And so we took her to the vet, and it was $850 for a 30-minute appointment where they did blood work for them to tell us it's probably a pinched nerve. Pinched nerve, $850. Yeah, that's good. So we come back from that, and then my son last night decides, he was up later than us, so he decides instead of putting Hannah in her dog bed in the corner, he left her on the couch. This is a dog that pees on mats that we put on the floor, like wee-wee pads, every night. So we wake up this morning and she has peed on our brand new couch. Full fucking bladder release in the middle of the couch. She is wearing out her welcome. I love her though. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love my dogs. And I really, if anybody wants to rescue Hannah, I would really appreciate it. She's a rescue dog. We rescued her. Now it's your turn to rescue her. It's a contest. I'm having it on the show. I'll throw in a fucking Sunday Papers mug. I will give you wee pads. Just come take this dog. She's cute. You'll love her. You will love Hannah. Oh my God. She's a survivor. I mean, she's hanging in there. She's a scrappy survivor. She was like, on the 4th of July, the weirdest thing happened on the 4th of July. We went up to Malibu to go to a party, and we left her where we always do. When we go out, we leave her in the bonus room in the back house so that she doesn't pee on the floor, because she doesn't back there because there's no carpeting. And we put out wee pads, we leave water, we leave some food, and she stays back there. So we're at the party, and we get a phone call. This is like 3 hours later. Do you have a dog named Hannah? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, I found her. I'm like, what? And it turns out this guy found my dog. I don't know how the hell she got out. I mean, it seems impossible that we didn't leave her in the back. It's hard to imagine how she got out, but she did. And she walked over a mile to the beach. Mind you, she's blind. She can't see. She walks into walls. And somehow, and I live in Venice. I live in a fucking city. And she's walking across busy streets and somehow makes it a mile away. I think the fireworks freaked her out, so she just started walking and didn't look back. And thank God somebody found her. A homeless person might have found her, and she could be living in a fucking tent right now. Oh, if only. No, I'm glad they found her. And we brought her home. And, so weird, but she's not going anywhere. I think we're going to have her for a few more years. What else? Did I talk about doing that? Yeah. Whatever. Let's get to some viewer mail. Ryan Guzek has said, I did this thing for Fox. I don't know if you watched Fox Sports yesterday, and Fox NFL Sunday. You know, football on Fox. They do a TV show with Terry Bradshaw and Howie Long and Michael Strahan. And I did a little comedy sketch on there with a guy named Michael Higgins, who's from Best in Show and all those Christopher Guest movies. And he acted circles around me. He's so fucking talented. I think I'm good. I'm not good. No, not when you're with somebody like that. You're like, no, I'm not. I have no idea what I'm doing. So go to my Instagram account if you want to see it. By the time this airs, it will be up, and I should have it on my Instagram account. It was fun. Ryan Gusick wrote in and said, I was listening to the Tom Papa pod while shoveling snow. I was crying while you were playing the hack DJ, and you were laughing your ass off. Fucking gold. Also, I took some inspiration on your tipping conversation. I brought my kids to see Santa in the afternoon. I slid the big man a 20, which I'm sure he turned into a bottle of bourbon. Probably right. My favorite part of your podcast is the beginning, when you just talk about what's going on in your life. Sometime you should skip the guest and just give us an hour of Fitzdog thoughts. You know, I used to do that. I used to do solo podcasts, like 1 out of 5 I would do by myself. And I don't know why I stopped. I have no idea why I stopped. But for as many of these emails I get of people liking it, you get people like, I'll see on the YouTube channel where the video goes up, I'll see somebody will leave a comment that just says, 19 minutes, 35 seconds, which is code for, if you want to skip this bore talking by himself, you can cut to that. So I don't know how to take that. I guess some people don't. Some people just like the interviews. So I am going to, maybe for the new year, I'll do a new one for 2022 with some thoughts for the new year. Then this guy wrote in, hi, Greg, love the Tom Papa app. Everybody loves the Tom Papa episode. He's one of my favorites. I notice you guys are both men who love talking about being a father, and I was curious, what would you say is more detrimental to a young man, having an absent father or having a bad father? Not abusive, just not very great at being a father. My dad's awesome, by the way. I'm not projecting, just curious your thoughts. It's a very good question. And I thought about it a lot because I think it warrants a lot of thought. And I thought about some of my friends that had single moms growing up and how fucked up their behavior was. They acted out a lot, and some have had trouble with relationships. And then I thought about bad dads, and I wouldn't call my father a bad dad. He was an alcoholic, and he was a little bit of an absent dad, but he was a great person, and he loved me very much. And I think I draw a lot of lessons from him, and some of those lessons are what not to do. And so I would have to say, yes, better to have a father who's maybe not perfect, but at least you don't feel some deep Freudian abandonment issues, you know? And a bad dad can be like, I don't drink because my father drank. And that's a good thing that I don't drink. I don't hit my kids because my father hit me. That's a good thing. So, you know, you learn and grow from a bad dad. And again, I'm not calling my dad a bad dad. He had his shortcomings. He was raised in a very abusive home. And I don't think alcoholism was dealt with in his day the way it is today. So some of it is contextual. But the guy made me laugh, and he made me feel special, and he lit up a room, and he showed me how you can be in the entertainment business for a living, and he showed me how you can love a woman and treat her with respect. He treated my mom like gold, and they had a wonderful relationship. So it's always a mixed bag. It's a kind of a tough question because there's so many variables to it. But don't abandon your kid. If that's what you're feeling me out for, don't abandon your goddamn kid. Although you should abandon everything on Christmas, December 25th and 26th, I will be at the West Palm Beach Improv in Florida, leaving my family's dinner table early so I can go tell jokes and sell my pins. I will then be in Bridgeport, Connecticut at the Stress Factory December 30th and January 1st. However, December 31st, which is in between those two dates, I will be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey on New Year's Eve. Boston, January 13th through 15th. Portland, Oregon, January 20th through 22nd. Lexington, Kentucky in February. And then Spokane, Tacoma, and Omaha all coming up. Dates and tickets at Fitzdog.com. Also at Fitzdog.com, don't forget to get your end of the year premium subscription to Fitzdog Radio, where you can get 850 back episodes of the show with some of your favorite celebrities and some solo podcasting. If you enjoy that, go to the website for that. Also, we want to encourage you to get involved with my bookie. Wilder versus Fury, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, electronic personalities that produced big fights and even bigger betting opportunities. This Saturday, Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley will be no different. Oh, God, I hope Jake Paul gets his ass kicked. Don't miss out on the action. Bet the fight with MyBookie. MyBookie has the best odds and prop bets for Paul Woolley. And you can start by doubling your initial deposit all the way up to $1,000 using promo code Fitzdog. That's double your deposit to double your funds and double the excitement for Paul Woodley 2 at MyBookie. As much as we'd love to see Jake Paul eat canvas, he's looking strong in previous matches, and with Woodley taking this fight on short notice, all the odds are in Paul's favor. Shit! Back the problem child to win this rematch, as he's sure to be the favorite. Don't miss out. Double your first deposit up to $1,000 by using promo code Fitzdog. Head to MyBookie today. Place your bets, fill your pockets, and watch this grudge match get settled with Paul versus Woodley 2. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Also, spread the word, you friggin' turds. MacGruber is back. After rotting in prison for more than a decade, America's ultimate hero and uber patriot is released to take on one final mission. MacGruber's old nemesis, Brigadier Commodore Enos Queeth, is I love this series, is intent on destroying the free world, and the U.S. government knows there is only one man who can stop him. With the help of his old team, Vicky St. Elmo and Dixon Piper, MacGruber sets out to save the day, one throat rip at a time. Classic MacGruber. Look, I mean, the sketches on SNL were hilarious, and these movies they're great. It's Will Forte, Kristen Wiig, Ryan Felipe, Sam Elliott, Lawrence Fishburne, Billy Zane. They make me laugh, and it's worth your time. Binge the first season of MacGruber December 16th, only on Peacock. Go to peacocktv.com to sign up. Okay, my guest today is Fortune Feimster, my dear old friend from my Chelsea Lately days and my stand-up comedy days in the clubs banging around with her. She's got a special called Too Sweet, Too Salty. And she's also been on The Mindy Project, Two Broke Girls, Workaholics, Glee, Dear White People, The L Word. She's on The Simpsons, everything. I mean, she's got a radio show called What a Joke with Tom Papa, who was on last week. So I wanted to get them together. Anyway, we talked last week. We had a blast. I hope you enjoy it. Here is my chat with Fortune Feimster. Hello, Fortune.
Hello, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I'm still like figuring it out. I'm still trying to figure out post-pandemia.
Well, it's hard to figure it out completely because things are always up in the air still.
We may have this new one coming back, this Africa COVID, which you're already hearing the racist overtones, like, those fucking Africans sent us that. Maybe we should have sent them some vaccines.
I mean, that would certainly help. But I did read somewhere that it's not technically from South Africa, that it was a South African scientist that detected it.
Oh.
I could be wrong, but that was the thing I read.
So, in fact, they should be applauded for being forthcoming about it.
Exactly. So
instead of keeping it quiet.
But also, I'm not the deliverer of news, so don't quote me on that.
By no means. When I think about facts, I don't think of me and you.
Yeah, facts, not fortune. That's my new podcast.
Not Fitz. The facts don't Fitz.
So, but the point is, it's around, but we're still seeing if it's gonna, how gnarly or not it's gonna be.
I know. I got some travel plans coming up. I really hope it doesn't get blown because we were supposed to go to Ireland. My whole family was supposed to go to Ireland the last couple summers, and we had to keep pushing it. Mm-hmm. And now for Christmas, I'm going to go down to Florida and see my dear old Mumsy.
Oh, is that where she lives?
Yeah, she lives down in the Palm Beach area.
That's the place to live when you get older. Just go to Florida.
I want to live in Florida so bad when I get older, but my wife will not hear of it.
No, is she a California gal for good now?
Well, she's from New York City. That's where she spent her whole life. And when we moved to L.A. when we were both 33, and she had lived every day of her life on the island of Manhattan until then.
Wow.
And now she doesn't want to leave L.A. She loves it here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. We were like contemplating, like, do we want to get a house somewhere else, somewhere like a little less chaotic? I think a lot of people thought that, during the pandemic. And we went to Nashville, and then we went to outside of Lansing for Thanksgiving, and we were just like, I don't know, it's so cold.
Yeah.
It was like snow. It was like snowing for 3 days in Michigan, and we were like, we miss the sunshine already.
Is that where Jax is from? She's from Michigan?
She's from Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah,
so, and you're from North Carolina, right?
Yeah, but our winters were never crazy.
Right.
It would like, snow like one day and all the bread and milk would be gone. And you're like, really? That's what we want to hunker down with? Bread and milk?
That's all you buy.
That would be oat milk. All the oat milk is gone.
Right. Yeah. The oat milk is gone. The flax seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about staying in LA after I'm no longer working. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I want to be in. It would be like being a factory worker in Detroit, and then you retire, but you're still surrounded by people talking about making V8 engines.
Right.
Might want a change of conversation.
So you could see yourself living in Florida?
No, I'm going to go to Detroit.
You're going to go
I want
to
to talk
Detroit.
about V8s. Yeah, because I haven't been talking about V8s. No, I would, I don't know where I would go. Like, I really would go to Florida, but we kind of have a nice setup where we live because we know all our neighbors. And I think that's probably the most important thing to happiness is, I think, being close to people having a community.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you friends with neighbors?
We have a couple that we're friends with. I mean, we don't see them often because I tour a lot, but
yeah.
There's one that we really love that we see her quite a bit, but we don't see a lot of the other neighbors. So sometimes I wonder if we should find a neighborhood with more of that situation.
Move to Venice.
Is that's where it is? That's where
Venice is very neighbor friendly. Like, nobody puts up fences. People leave their yards open, and you kind of walk your dog and talk to people.
Oh, and I like a fence.
You like a fence.
I like a fence.
Yeah.
I need some boundaries.
Good fences make good neighbors.
I always think it's so fascinating when I go to the Midwest and no one has a fence. All the yards bleed into each other.
Yeah.
And my like OCD kicks in. I'm just like, no, like I need to know that I'm going to take care of this piece of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to compartmentalize.
I like to know what I need to take care of. And,
I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm like that with a house. I don't like houses that are one big open area. I want rooms in my house.
I like one big open room, but then I want rooms.
Yeah. You want it all.
Because otherwise you just have we're looking at a house that had everything was open, and you're just like, you just have to put furniture in places to create a boundary.
Right. Yeah, there's a random sitting area in the corner of the room.
Yeah, there's like a sitting area behind the sectional couch.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, that's a lot of seating, and no one's facing each other.
Yeah. And then if one person's on the phone on one side of the room and you're trying to read a book on the other side, you got an issue. I want rooms.
You need rooms. I get it.
Yeah.
All
What's the
right.
nicest house you've ever been in?
I get maybe Chelsea's.
I've been in Chelsea's house.
I don't know a lot of fancy people.
No?
Truth be told, yeah. I'm not friends with people with the $30 million houses. I've never been in one of those.
You haven't been to Ellen's house?
I don't really know Ellen.
Oh.
We waved to each other at a restaurant last summer and said hi, and that was how we met. That was the one and only time we've ever met.
And no words exchanged, just a wave?
Just she said, "I'm a fan," and I was like, "Oh, thank you. I'm a fan."
Wow.
So.
And you've been on her show, but she wasn't on her show when you were on her show.
Yeah, Chelsea was guest hosting, and
Right.
I was a guest.
Right.
So that was my one appearance.
Yeah, I remember that happened to Zach. Zach had never done Letterman, and all he wanted was to do Letterman.
Yeah.
And then there was a guest host. I think it might have been Janine Garofalo guest hosted while Letterman was away, and she got him on the show. And the producers were never going to let him on otherwise. They thought it was too weird.
That's too funny.
Yeah. He's got a cool house in Venice.
Zach does?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he lives back in North Carolina.
Now he's all over the place. I think he's selling his house.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of people have left LA. A lot of people I like have left LA.
Yeah, I saw Zach I want to say a couple weeks before the pandemic.
Oh.
He did Largo.
Yeah.
And then the world changed.
Did you guys grow up near each other in North Carolina?
No, I think he was more mountain area.
Uh-huh.
I'm closer to Charlotte. That's not far, like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, not in the same area. But
right.
I didn't. That was the first time I'd met Zach. I need to get out more.
Wow.
I don't meet a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, when you say a lot of people left LA, you mean like comics?
Yeah, like Segura left and Rogan and
Theo,
Joey
Josh
Diaz,
Wolf, Steve Byrne.
Josh Wolf, Steve Byrne.
Yeah.
What's his name? The guy, he moved to Nashville.
I don't know.
Storyteller type comic.
Oh, Nate. He's from
Bargatze.
there. Yeah, I think he had been there for a bit.
Oh, he was already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, I get it. You know, the houses here cost a freaking arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And also, people were just getting sort of fed up with the LA life, I think.
Yeah.
And they also, I think the less taxes was very appealing, which I can understand.
Yes. I think some of those people had come into some money.
Yes, some of them have.
And, I guess when you throw, California throws like 10% on top of whatever you make. So
yeah,
10% of 100 million, that's $10 million to take a flight to Texas. Yeah, that's a lot of those millions.
Yeah, might as well go live it up in Texas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm not coming to into that. So
You don't have $100 million?
no, weirdly enough, I don't.
But you've been touring all the time.
I know, but I gotta save my pennies.
Yeah.
Which is why I've not been in a $30 million house.
I think if I had $5 million, I think I would leave LA.
Yeah, and buy a nicer house.
Yeah, maybe
somewhere.
Nashville, somewhere where it's warmer.
I like Nashville. We contemplate whether it'd be cool to have a house there.
How much money would you need to leave?
I mean, you could get something pretty affordable there, right? Like,
Yeah.
$1 million probably goes a long way there.
Yep. $1 million.
Yeah. There you go.
And then you got to change political parties. There's a lot of paperwork involved.
I have to become straight.
Yeah, you got to get straight on it. Congrats, by the way. I haven't seen you since you got married.
Oh,
I
thanks.
don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long has it been now?
A year.
Oh.
We've been together 6 years. Got married last October.
What'd you do for the anniversary?
We actually threw a little thing for our families to come out to Palm Springs.
Oh, nice.
Because we Zoomed. Our wedding was we had 5 friends there.
Oh, shit.
Because it was like in the thick of things,
Yeah,
no
right.
vaccines yet, nothing. We Zoomed our families, so they were, I think, kind of bummed that they couldn't be there.
I'm sure, yeah.
So we'd always said that like around our year anniversary, we would like have something where they could come and feel like a part of things. So I think
Nice.
they appreciated that, getting the families together and just had a nice weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it is good that you got married because I was thinking about this, like the law can change back, right?
I think so. I mean, that was kind of what made us just go ahead and do it. I mean, we were going to get married anyway. We'd been engaged for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But, there was some nerves around when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died.
Right.
Truth be told. I know some people were like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, things were pretty up in the air at that point. We didn't know what was happening. And there's that genuine fear that it could be rescinded at any point.
Right.
And then be like, just kidding, marriage should be between a man and a woman. So we were like, let's just do it. Let's get married and not chance it.
Imagine if that happened and you were like grandfathered in and all these like young gay couples would be so jealous of you and you'd sit on the porch and tell them stories.
Like, we got in right under the wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, you poor things can't get. They're like, we don't want to be married. We don't want the government involved in our union.
Hey. Yeah, I don't need no contracts.
Oh yeah. So we'd felt like we were married for a long time. We've been living together for 5 years.
Yeah.
So it felt like common law once we hit the 5-year mark.
Yeah, that brings up an interesting point. If there's common law marriage, if you're together for 7 years, is there the same thing for gay couples?
I don't know. I don't know much about common law marriage to begin with.
Well, I got a few friends going through divorces right now. Not to jinx anything.
Thank you.
Man, don't get divorced. Don't do it. No matter how bad it is.
Nobody seems to enjoy it.
Just get a bigger house or whatever. But man, it is just, lawyers are unbelievable what they get away with. They get both sides pitted against each other and they just churn up commissions.
Oh yeah, because they both make money.
Yes.
So it neither one of them wants it to go fast and easy.
Yeah, the more they can bust the other side's balls. Like they'll say to one side, he's really screwing you over because of X, Y, and Z, and then they get them fighting, and the more they get them fighting, the uglier it gets. I think it's just, I would never do prenups. Really should be something that people talk about, and just say. It's so unromantic, though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I had to get a legal document drawn up for like a living trust or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like, I couldn't believe that it costs money just to email a lawyer.
Right.
For them to respond to you, they charge you, and it's not cheap.
Right.
And you're like, what other job gets to charge you for just responding to a question?
Right.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
That, I think, is one of the biggest rackets, is like, I can't even ask you a question.
Yeah.
And, about stuff I'm already paying you for.
Yeah.
But that's all billable hours, as they call it.
And lawyers have no skin in the game. Like, I always love the idea that my lawyer can say, okay, we're going to trial. We're going to fight this. We're going to win. And then if you lose, you go to jail. He goes back to his office.
That's true.
I think you should have to do at least part of the time with you.
I mean, that would probably discourage some people from becoming a lawyer.
Good. We got too many. We got too many goddamn lawyers.
Too many lawyers. It's crazy.
I think that you maybe like marriage counselors also, like if you're charging people $250 an hour for marriage counseling and they get divorced, then you should have to pay the lawyer's fees.
Get your money back at least.
Or at least get your money back.
Yeah, be like, I'm going to need 50% of my money back.
Yes. Because you didn't save us.
That's right.
Ugh.
Oh, look at you holding people's feet to the fire.
It's time for some accountability, Fortune. So let's talk about, you got a lot going on. Holy shit. I had no idea. You like everybody else during the pandemic did nothing. It was almost like, I always think of it as like a car race when there's an accident and they wave the yellow flag and you can't pass. You have to stay in your lane and not pass. You're fucking passing, Fortune.
I mean, I was a busy gal, but I was busy especially up until the pandemic.
Right.
I filmed a ton of stuff, and then it all came out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it made me seem even busier than I was.
Right. That is the key. You got to get those multiple things happening at once, and then people go, "Wow, she's got heat. We got to give her more now."
She's got heat. But then I had a bunch of stuff come out, and then I sat on my butt like everybody else for a while, still doing my radio show with Tom Papa.
Yep.
And then I started filming again last September, and then was filming quite a bit.
Yeah.
For a bit.
So let's talk about some of it. I know you did. Let's see. I got so many things written down here of things that you did. You did that. I'm such a bad host.
You're amazing, Greg.
You were on The Simpsons. Was that during the pandemic?
That was before, but that was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what a treat. I got to play a Southern gay lady, which was out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, how'd you figure that? How'd you crack that character?
I played Marge's sister. What is her sister's name? It escapes me, but her girlfriend. And I went on a family vacation with the Simpsons.
Nice.
And that was really cool. I basically was like a female Homer.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you get a cell of you on screen?
Yeah, like the little character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't look like me.
But I mean, are you gonna frame it like the
I
shot
don't have
of you?
I didn't have anything tangible.
No. You need one of those fungible, tangible whatevers.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was cool. They were so nice. They they gave me like a big box of Simpsons swag.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, anytime I do things that my nephews can watch,
that's cool.
My family's proud.
Yeah, that's serious credibility right there. Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Yeah. And
then I see here that you sold a movie to Steven Spielberg. 2 movies to Steven Spielberg?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we sold... that was before the pandemic as well. And those, as all movies, they're in development. Rewrites.
Right.
So they're both in the multiple rewrites phase.
Right.
So we're zoning in on one, trying to get that one in a better spot, and hopefully we get to film one of them at some point.
Yeah. But in the meantime, you keep racking up those Writers Guild health benefits.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been working on that, and then I've been working on an animated show that I'm writing. This pilot thing that I'm doing. So we'll see if anything happens with that.
Uh-huh.
So that was keeping me busy. And then I've been doing Kenan Thompson's sitcom.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the first season was during the pandemic. It's not like we're still in it. But it aired earlier in 2020. Yeah, earlier in 2020. And then we just finished filming season 2, and that is coming out in a couple weeks, I think.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's is that on CBS?
It's NBC.
NBC? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah. So that's all super fun. He's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
So going to work on that set's a dream.
Yeah.
He's just like doesn't sweat anything.
Uh-huh.
So it has that vibe trickles down to everybody just being like, we just want to have a nice time. And you go, that's how it should be.
It is true. It does, like, it's all about, we both worked on enough shows to know that sometimes that's not the case, and then everybody's miserable and the hours drag on, and it just doesn't have to be like that, Mm-hmm. But, that's really cool. And what's your character on that? So
the show is like, it's one of those at home, he's like a widower and raising his 2 daughters, and then he works on a morning show, a morning news show, and I am a sportscaster on that morning news show.
Nice.
So I play a competitive person that gives them a lot I So again, not too far out of my wheelhouse.
Right. Are you a sports fan?
I played sports my whole life.
Right.
I played college soccer and college tennis and grew up playing 3 sports year round. So I love sports, but I don't watch a ton of sports. But I'm that person that if there's like a Super Bowl or a World Series or soccer finals, I will watch it like I've been rooting for that team for 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get into it.
That is amazing how they time out sports so that there's almost always a playoff or a series or something that keeps you. They really like schedule it well. Considering there's no overall one body that's scheduling sports, they seem to have it kind of nailed down. Mm-hmm. And then there's always like that 1 week in like March where you've got NBA finals, the beginning of baseball, hockey finals, tennis is starting, golf is starting, and there's just too much shit going on.
It's a lot of sports, and some people really love it all. I just I like a handful of that stuff, but I can't invest enough time to watch a whole season of football or baseball. It's just too much.
Yeah.
There's too many games.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I can't.
It's a lot, but it's you know, it is so make-believe that it is amazing when you talk to some people that are so immersed in every sport, and it's like, you know, these people aren't from that city, right? Like they don't really represent Milwaukee, and they'll leave next year. And
as soon as someone offers them more money, peace.
Right. They'll change shirts on the plane ride to the next city.
That was like LeBron leaving Cleveland. They were like, wait, what?
I know.
Like, you never thought that would happen.
But it was so cool that he came back and won them a championship.
Yeah,
you know,
that was pretty sweet. Yeah,
that was the most gangster move any athlete's ever. That's tantamount to like Babe Ruth pointing to the section of the outfield that he was going to hit the home run ball to.
Oh yeah.
You know,
he's like, all right, fine. I'll give you this.
Yeah. Wait, but you have a shit team? You have no real starting players? I'll still do it.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to LA and I'll win one for them as well.
I mean, he's really a giver.
Yeah, it's you know, I think sports are great to play, but following I'm really glad my son got into sports because I think it was really good for his head. It let him channel a lot of energy and a lot of, you know, competitiveness, and taught him so many lessons about teamwork and goals and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, I highly recommend sports to friends like who have kids coming up. I just, like you said, there's something so valuable in that camaraderie, that learning sportsmanship and how to be a teammate. I think it's so good. It's such a good thing to have kids be a part of. And you definitely have like heartbreaks that come with it. You know, I used to be so sad if I would get benched as a kid.
Yeah.
I was on a all boy soccer team. It was all boys and me. And I would get benched all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I would be so devastated. But, you know, it builds character.
Right. Did you ever play with anybody that was like a complete lunatic that your team had to control?
I mean, when I moved to LA, I was in a soccer league for 15 years. I just stopped playing in the pandemic.
No shit, really?
Yeah, I was playing every Monday night. And it was like the thing I kept for myself. Like, people would ask me to do shows on Monday nights. I was like, nope. This is the one thing I'm doing for myself. I'm playing soccer every Monday night, and then it folded with the pandemic. But yeah, I played for 15 years, and we had girls on the team. There was one girl that had a temper, and she like swung at somebody. You're like, what's happening? You're like, we're adults.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter.
Right.
So it's funny when people just like can't control themselves. You're like, we're playing for nothing.
For nothing. And none of us will ever go further than this field in our professional careers.
No, we're all like way past our prime.
Yeah.
So that I thought was pretty wild.
I used to ref ice hockey games when I played ice hockey. I actually, I'm going to play ice hockey in 2 weeks. I'm going to start playing again in this league. But I'm like you. Like we always had Sunday Night League here in LA. And when I was in New York, I played in a league with, Ian Bagg, right? Mm-hmm. So he and I played together. And
cool.
So when I reffed in college, there was like the fraternities would play each other and they would fight.
Yeah.
They would like just start fighting. And I'm standing there and I'm making like $12 an hour. And the athletic director's yelling at me like, hey, what are you doing, Fitzsimmons? Break up the fight. I'm like, fuck them. I don't even like fraternity guys. I'm not getting hit by one of them.
Heck no.
This is like some weird ritual they're playing out. Let them play it out.
You're like, I don't need to be involved in this.
All right.
That's what they tell teachers too. They're like, don't try to break up fights.
Never break up a fight. The rule in hockey is, and they do this in the pros, is that you let them fight until they fall down. Because once they're down, it's easier to control them and hold their arms. But if you try to break them up while you're standing up, you end up getting hit. So I got hit one time while I was breaking up a fight, and I hit the guy back, and then I got suspended from reffing games.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that sucks.
I know.
Man, you're like, he hit me first. I get to swing back. That's the rule.
Yes.
I get one back.
You gotta respect the stripes.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. So, but I don't think that's so. Fighting once in a while in a sport is fine. As if you're wearing masks, like in hockey, you got gloves and masks on. It's almost like, all right,
you're just kind of like
no one's getting hurt.
Each other with oven mitts.
Right.
It seems like it would be hard to ref. Like, you got to be a good skater to, play hockey. But you also got to be a good skater to ref. And that little puck, that puck goes really fast.
Yeah, and it's hard.
I don't even know how y'all see it.
It's hard to see, and the hard thing about reffing is that, in an NHL game, you've got 3 guys out there, and then when I was doing the games, it's just 1. So, like, if there's a breakaway and the play goes flying up the ice, you got to chase it.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be there to see if they go off sides.
Yeah, that's some speed skating.
Yeah, it's a lot of speed skating, and then people just, they love arguing calls. Like I've got a vested interest in Lambda Chi versus Kappa whatever. I don't give a shit who wins. Just doing my best out here.
Yeah. That's a tough gig.
Yeah. So do you think the soccer team will start up again?
I think that they are starting up again, but I think that my wife doesn't want me to play anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's just like, you're getting old. do we really, like, you could like go out there and hurt yourself and not be able to work. Is that really worth it?
Yeah.
And you kind of go, well, yeah. I guess you got a point. It's just a bummer because, especially when you've played sports your whole life, you know what you used to be able to do, and your body has different things in mind.
That's always amazing when you're in the middle of a play and you see the ball and you're like, okay, go do that thing you do where you switch feet and then your body just goes, oh no, we don't do that anymore.
We're done with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull a hammy while we're running out for it.
Yeah, right. And then we're gonna stumble and not be able to get up, and everybody's gonna laugh.
Because it can get pretty. Those girls get pretty hardcore. It can be pretty contact.
Oh yeah.
Sport. They're going for it. So
yeah.
At this age, you're like, there's a lot more to lose than just when you're poor and just running around a soccer field and trying to get work and you got nothing better to do. Now it's like, do I really want to, not be able to travel for the next 3 months because I broke my leg playing soccer?
No, you got a fortune to look after now. You got an empire to look after.
That's right.
Maybe you need to go back to tennis. Do you play tennis still?
I quit for a little bit because I hurt my shoulder. I served the game of my life one night, and the next day I woke up and I just something wasn't right. And I still don't know what I did, but my shoulder hadn't been the same since. So I just kind of, it fell by the wayside, but I finally played again like a month ago, and I'm going to get back into it.
Yeah.
But I used to play in a league out here with, again, it was all dudes and me.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe one other woman, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I played every Thursday night and until I started touring, and then I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, tennis seems like a sport you can play forever, though. You know, it's like you see these old people sometimes at these country clubs, and they're still playing.
Yeah,
and you're like, all right, maybe that's the one to switch to.
People are really into. I haven't played it yet, but a lot of people are into pickleball now. Have you played that one?
Well, I play a game called paddle tennis. Have you ever played paddle tennis? Mm-mm. It's the same size court as pickleball gets played on a paddle tennis court. So it's basically it's about half the size of a normal court, and the net is a little bit lower, and you play. We play in Venice Beach. They have a bunch of courts right on the sand. Yeah. And you go down there and you have a wooden paddle, and you take the tennis ball and you use a hypodermic needle and you let the air out of the tennis ball so it doesn't bounce as high.
Oh.
And then you serve underhand, and otherwise it's the same as tennis.
Oh.
And it's super fast and it's really fun. And I've been playing it for 20 years. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden pickleball came along, and all these idiots start showing up on our courts. With these wiffle balls. They're like little plastic wiffle balls.
Oh, it's a wiffle ball, really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I can't take anything seriously if you're playing with plastic. Come on, get off my court.
That's like badminton.
Yeah.
Like badminton, but with a bigger paddle.
Right.
A wiffle ball. Interesting. Yeah, I've never played.
I've never seen a sport take off faster than pickleball has taken off.
Is it older people playing or
everybody's playing?
Everybody's playing.
Yeah.
It must be fun.
I played it once, and it was fun, but it was windy, and with the plastic ball, it's really hard to play against the wind. So I don't know that it's great everywhere. But
and do you hit it while it's in the air still?
It can bounce, just like tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of it is rallying, though. There's a lot of like standing, playing the net, and just rallying back and forth. It's very fast.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try it again. But
yeah, but if you play, was it handball?
Paddle tennis.
Paddle tennis. If you play that, then I would think that the wiffle ball would not be fun for you.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I want to do it. Mm-mm. I'll play tennis with you sometime, though.
All right. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, my first time out was this afternoon. It was like a month ago, and it happened to be like or maybe it was 2 months ago. It was like a heat wave. It was like 104 degrees in Burbank, and I ran from radio to go play and didn't take into account what I was wearing, and I had these big athletic pants on, and I was dying. I forgot like how hot it gets on the tennis court.
Yeah.
If it's 104 regular and on the court, it's like way worse. And I was like, I need a water break.
Yeah. That's brutal.
So I'm getting my way back into it.
Yeah. Do you play with any comedians?
Have I played with comedians? I mean, I played with my producer on our radio show, Joe Bolter, but Paige Hurwitz, she's not, she's more producer as well.
Yeah.
But no, I've never played with I know Kirk Fox is an amazing
really
player.
Good, yeah.
Michael Costa, but I've never played with them.
Yeah, Michael Costa is really good. I'm good, but I'm not great. Mm-hmm. So you'd beat me.
I used to be great, but I'm not great anymore. Yeah. We would be well paired, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'd be fun. We'd have a lot of laughs because I'm a trash talker. I'm a serious trash talker.
I have heard that about you.
Yeah. It's not boring. And and I'm not and I play scrappy. Like I have no qualms about hitting drop shot after drop shot.
All right.
I'll hit it directly at you if you're at the net.
Good to know.
That's fine.
Okay.
I know there's protocols not to do that. I do it.
You do it?
Yeah.
Not a gentleman player.
Nope.
All right. Well, now I know what I'm getting into.
Does Jax play?
No, she
No.
doesn't. I should take her out and see if she has any natural skill.
What does she do for exercise?
Hiking, and we just went on a hike right before this. She's trying to reel it in because we've gotten a little out of control in the pandemic. So
Out of control with what? Not being in shape?
yeah, because
Yeah.
we had both lost a bunch of weight right before the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
We're finally like getting our act together, and we were doing well. We kept it off for like a year and a half, and then the pandemic hit, and then we were like, drinks, food, drinks,
Yeah.
food. You know, like there was nothing else to look forward to.
Yeah, right.
So after we got back from Thanksgiving on Monday morning, she was like, all right, we are hiking every day. Put it in your calendar. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's time. I think the pandemic was an exercise in self-acceptance and saying, these are not normal times, so I can't have normal expectations of myself. It's all right to put on a few pounds, to get out of shape, maybe drink a little more, maybe smoke a little more weed or whatever. But then I guess around August rolled around and you had to go like, all right, color your hair again,
Yeah.
get the sweatpants off, get your shit together.
I know. I think once we all like left our house and we started seeing each other, everyone was like, whoa. Ooh, this has been rough, huh?
Yeah, it was like, dude, you've got a deadness in your eyes that you need to get rid of.
And some people that have been like skinny that as long as I've known them, you're like, what's happening right now?
Right.
But it was, we're obviously dealing with the once in our lifetime kind of thing that no one, who knew this was where we would be.
Yeah, but it's also like, I think it taught me, because I think I'm kind of, you're a workaholic, I'm a workaholic, and I've always ridden myself, and to be able to find in the when things were really at their slowest, to be able to stop and say, it's okay,
Yeah.
And now coming out of that, making a new relationship to my stress, because, look, stress isn't all bad. There's a reason why you get stressful. Maybe sometimes it forces you to work a little bit harder. It makes you put yourself out there a little bit more. And certainly stand-up is a constant exercise in confronting stress creatively.
Yeah.
So it is weird to sort of like make a new relationship with it now that you maybe you made some peace with it for a while, and now you can reintroduce it in a way that's maybe a little bit healthier.
Yeah. I mean, there was something so, obviously a lot of it was horrible, but there was something so nice about not just knowing that no one was going to call you and be like, you have to be at this thing, or you have all these responsibilities, like to have like no responsibility as an adult for like a while was like, oh my God, in hindsight, it was like I think my brain, my body just needed that like shutdown. Yeah. Personally, I mean, obviously I wouldn't have chosen how it all happened. Right. But I had a sense of like clarity in my brain that I have not had in a long time, because it wasn't full of, oh, you got to do this, and this. So I wrote like a whole new hour in like 2 months.
Once it ended, or you had been writing it all along?
I didn't write a thing for like 6 months. Yeah. And then I started probably in the late fall of last year. Yeah. Kind of toying with stuff and ideas. And then in January, I just like, for like 2 months, just kept writing and started doing clubs again in late spring and had a whole new set. Yeah. and it's never in my career been that quick for me.
Wow.
I've notoriously been very slow at writing jokes.
Right.
And I do think it was because I finally had some peace in my head.
It's almost like we all had a good night's sleep that we needed, and we woke up feeling a little bit refreshed and, approaching things in a different way. Mm-hmm. I wish I'd known at the time exactly how long it was going to last. Not that it's over, but if I'd known this is going to be 8 months, I might have really gone like, hey, I'm going to really unplug now. And, maybe rented my place out and gone away or whatever. But it was the day-to-dayness of it that kept me from fully relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not knowing where this is going.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, my stress is coming back now.
It's back.
It's back. I feel like I'm trying to hold on to the peace a little bit. I think I have. I did some therapy during the break, and that was very helpful.
Yeah.
I did some cognitive behavioral therapy where you challenge your thoughts a little bit, which is just a real simple way. Because I'd done therapy when I was younger, and it was always about like, oh, dad was an alcoholic and blah, blah. And you realize like, that some people really need to do that, but cognitive behavioral therapy where you just go like, okay, you are beating yourself up. Mm-hmm. Let's challenge the thoughts you're having about yourself and see if they're really true on paper.
Oh, interesting.
And then you do that enough times, and then you stop going down hard with those thoughts. You still have them, but you don't engage them as much.
Right.
And that helped me a lot.
Yeah, that sounds very helpful.
I also accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I want to talk to you about that now.
Are you here to proselytize?
I want to bring him into your life as well.
Well, I appreciate that.
And he's here right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Hi. I'm Jesus.
Hi, Jesus.
I have... all right, listen. I want to let you go because I know, look, everybody's exhausted by 5 o'clock at night.
Everybody just wants to sleep at 5.
Everybody wants to go to sleep. Maybe have a drink, have a little edible, snuggle up, little Netflix.
Don't be jealous. I'm on this cleansing thing this week, so this is my drink for tonight. Lovely water.
Just water.
Just water.
Wow.
Water and some sort of weird tea. No
solid foods.
Soup and stuff. It's just a week long. It's just like a reset.
It's good for your intestines. Give
That's
them a break.
That's what they say. To give them a break. Yeah. We've been going hard, so
they've been working hard for you.
It's a reset, and I'm probably gonna need about 10 of these.
All right, I'm going to tell everybody to check out the special Sweet and Salty, which is out on Netflix right now. Also, the podcasts that you do called Sincerely Fortune, which you do with your wife, which is very nice. And then check out Every Day. Is it Every Day? You and Tom's What a Joke
Monday
show?
Monday through Thursday, on SiriusXM.
On SiriusXM.
Channel 93.
Also, some tour dates coming up. If you go to FortuneFeimster.com, Feimster, she will be coming. I'm not sure when this podcast comes out, but I'm going to start in January. Richmond, Washington, D.C., Tyson, Virginia, San Diego, San Antonio, Houston, New Orleans. Go get tickets to all of those fun dates.
I'm all over the place.
You are really a fantastic comic, and I think that maybe people know you from other stuff, but to go see you live is an experience, so I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate
of course.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got to talk to you and catch up.
Yeah, good to catch up, and enjoy your cleanse. If you need to cheat a little bit, it's okay.
Okay. Shh, don't tell.
Okay. I know that's vodka, by the way.
I wish.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Buddy. It sounds good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.